Hey everyone, it's Rhonda here from Nelson Soapery. Let's get into a video all about making these really cute little melts. So I have a silicone mold here, and this mold is so cute. I mean, look how cute this one is. And it's just got these gorgeous, like they're kind of like a pudding inspired, I guess, sort of little mold. So I'm going to make some little baby melts in these. They're not very big, so you can see my big hand next to it, so it shows how tiny they are. But when we're making melts, I don't use a standard soy candle wax. Lots of people do ask me this, and 100% I do not use a standard one. You definitely need to use something a little different. And in here, in my wax here, if you can see, it looks very similar, but it's definitely harder and it doesn't melt in your hand as fast. So in here, this one here I get from Aussie Candle Supplies, and it's a tart wax. I think it's in the family of the golden, like 646, but it's not. It's actually a part of that sort of family. But like I said, it's a tart wax anyway, from Golden Wax. But so let's go and pop it in. So I've got my little jug here that's already had some in. So I'm just going to pop it in here. I will double boil this one just to, make it all gorgeous. It's going to sit like in a water bath, and then we'll melt it down to the right temperature. And when that's all done, then we can color it and do everything else that we want to do. So let's get going. So first of all, like I said, we are literally just going to pop some of this straight in here. So I'm just going to get a little container to grab this out. So here is my plastic container, and I just put a small amount. I don't weigh this up because it just depends on what you want to make, and to be honest, I haven't really weighed up what I need in this, but I think they're going to be super duper sweet. And what you can do if you want to do lots of them is you can literally just, get all your wax down to the right temperature and then separate it into individual jugs to change the colors or the fragrances or whatever you want to do. So these ones are in here. Now this wax can take about 10% in wax, in fragrance. So do check out how much it can actually hold. Depending on the waxes you use will depend on what it can actually hold. But I will pop all the links down from where I've got everything and so on. So like I said, we're going to pop this on the melter and then let's go from there. All right, so I have melted down all of the wax now. So let us just double check all of the temperatures and let me go and we'll see. So it says 70, let me double check because sometimes it will take the side. So it is actually 86 in the oil. So we're just going to leave this for a bit because it has its different temperature. It's different to the normal ones that I'm using. So the melt point's around 76, which is fine. And then we want to put the fragrance in at about 70 degrees. And this is Celsius. And then we're going to pour around 65. So now we do actually also have our micas. Remember, this is actually a melt, not a candle. So you can use micas because it's a melt, but like I said, do remember that, if it was a candle and had a wick, you can't use micas because they clog up the wick and they won't work. But because I want to separate this wax, I'm actually going to just use some of these jugs. So I'm just going to pop this over on the scale just to weigh it because, we're going to work on a 10% load of fragrance. So for 100 grams that I'm going to pop in here, we want 10 grams of that to be our fragrance. So we can only have 90 grams of the wax. So I'm just going to pop this one aside. So let me just do that one on my little scale. I'm sure you don't mind me not moving everything just for that. So I'm just going to pour it in here. And do make sure that you're keeping, that you're actually weighing everything up really well, because you don't want to be doing something wrong. So now in here we do have our 90, and remember, because I've switched containers, it will definitely fasten everything up. So it says 82 in here. So if you can see on my digital scale, it's about 81, 82. So for this one here, we're going to start with peony, and I do have this really beautiful bubblegum pink, if you can see inside. That was given to people at the Australian Soaping and Candle Conference from Sud Off. So I'm just going to add about a quarter of a teaspoon, but it depends however you want this to the color to work. So, and this one is a gorgeous color because if you can see how it gives that kind of shimmer, it has like a shimmer inside off in their products, which I absolutely love. I mean, gotta love that, don't you? So just make sure you mix it in really, really well. And because we've changed containers, it will cool down super fast. So it is really important that we keep just checking. And now this one is saying it's 69, so we're going to add in our fragrance. So I'm just going to pop it aside for a little minute, just so that I can organize all of the fragrance. Actually, let me just pop it into another. I'm just going to pop it into this container because we want 10 grams, don't we? So now let's just pour in the 10 grams. So this one here is peony, and this peony comes from Pure Candle Supplies. It's a really beautiful, modern kind of rose peony. It's not a really old-fashioned one that you sometimes see around, which is really, really nice. And once this is ready, then of course we are going to be pouring it into our mold. And I'm going to do 3 colors. The reason I'm doing 3 is in the mold there has actually 3 different sort of molds. Like they're all that pudding looking mold, but they all sort of have a little bit of a different texture. So I thought it would be good to do 3 different scents. And oh, I wish you could smell this. It's so beautiful. It just smells so, so nice. So let me check my temperature again. And if you put it in at the wrong temperature, it's not going to be great. So this one says that it's lower than what we want, but that's okay. I don't really panic about that too much. So let's just pour it in the middle one. And this is really good for getting ones out of your silicone molds, this particular wax. So if you're going to do any melts, I definitely suggest that you use this one. It's really, really good. So let me just pop in there. And if I ever don't have enough or have half a mold or something, I just give that one away. So don't worry too much if you have extra left, just give it away. And I usually do give away things in my orders anyway. So now you can see those ones are looking gorgeous. Don't be tempted to take them out of the molds until they are actually ready. So I will bring you back when we're up to the next one, because I may need to just reheat the other wax that I've left in the other container, but we'll be on to the next one. Now here I have already put the orange in. This is called Saffron Orange, and it's from Aussie Candle Supplies. So I've had this one for quite some time. So we're just going to mix this up, and then this is going to be my beautiful Birds of Paradise. And I absolutely love this fragrance. It has like vanilla notes, a little bit of sort of lavender, lemony, but it's just really soft and a absolutely gorgeous one. So we're going to add this one in, and for this little mold that I got from I Dream Cakes, 100, so the 100 grams that we're using will fill up one side, so it fills up one perfect. And you know, if stuff gets stuck around the side and you don't have enough, just get your heat gun and heat around the side, and then it will come good for you. So as I said, we've got to make sure all the temperatures are good, so we're just going to pour in. If you pour it too hot, it will leave white residue all around the sides of the mold. And I had to spend such a long time scrubbing it because I poured at the wrong temperature once. I wasn't concentrating. So yeah, so you really do need to make sure it's the right temperatures. So look how gorgeous these colors are, so nice. And then once we're done, we will add a little bit of a topping on them to make them look so, so pretty. But I hope you are loving watching this. I love making these kind of things. So that one's done, and now we will get on to the next one, won't we? All right, we're up to the Lavender Ylang, and this is the last one for our little one. So we're going to be using this beautiful deep purple, and this one is also from Sud Off. So I am just going to mix it all up. I mean, look how gorgeous and rich these beautiful micas are from Sud Off. That's why I use their micas. I've used many micas. Honestly, there is none better than theirs. They just absolutely shine above all the others. They're just so good, and they're really good in cold process as well. So now we are going to just quickly pour in the fragrance. I've measured this up again. Like I said, 10% is what I'm using. And give it a bit of a mix. They say up to 2 minutes. But in this small amount, you probably don't need 2 minutes, to be honest. You just do need a little bit of time so that it's combining to the wax molecules. Because if you don't, all the liquid will just seep out the top and then you'll know you did it wrong. So that's why you actually mix. It's not because, you know, to mix it more, because otherwise it'd be mixed pretty straight. It's just so that the molecules and that can absorb the fragrance oil. That's really what it is. And now I've tested the time, so let's just pour this in. And try and be as careful as you can so that it's neat and you don't have to clean the molds too much. So if you try and get it pretty much right, you'll be so much happier. Because there's nothing worse than having to get, you know, the peeler or something to scrape all the edges away and things like that. So I'm sure you can agree these 3 colors would look really, really beautiful for mum, for Mother's Day, or a gift that you're just giving somebody. Just be really, really nice. So if you're making things for your company, just think of things not just for Mother's Day, but and if they don't sell at Mother's Day, then you've got them for Christmas or, you know, a birthday or something else. Because I try not to make things just for a certain occasion. But anyway, they are gorgeous. They are ready. Let us take a bit of a look. And I will come back in about 3 hours time. I'll let them have quite a few hours. And if I feel they're not ready, then I'll leave them and come back a bit later. So we have done the first bit. All right, it's been a couple hours, so let's open this up. Now, can I show you something on here? Can you see how it's got this little white bit? That just basically means that it's a little bit of frosting. It happens with colors, especially when you're using soy waxes. You are never, ever going to stop that happening unless you use some paraffins in it and things like that, and that is not on my brand. My branding is I don't use any paraffins at all. So like I said, we're just going to open these up. So you just basically, you want to stretch them either way. That will actually just help them come out much, much easier. So you can see I'm just stretching it, and then it, you know, if you can see that, it just kind of loosens it from the start. So let's pop a couple out and see how it actually looks. And you can see some bits are stuck, but not a lot. Usually it's pretty good. And I mean, look how cute this is. And you can see how tiny it is. It's very, very little. A little tiny splash of pink in that, but that's okay. I don't mind about that. And that is the purple one. And then, of course, we do have the pink one as well. Look how cute this one looks. And like you can see, there's a tiny bit of frosting, but I never worry about that. I mean, I really honestly don't. So if you look at those, they're going to go in a little container together. They will look super duper cute. And then this is the Paradise one. We will open this one up. And look how gorgeous that one is. That one's come out really cute. And that one is definitely snapped out of here. And, you know, actually with the orange, I actually poured the orange at a different temperature. I think I poured this at a much lower temperature, even though it says to pour it higher. So, but anyway, there you go. There are the 3. And then I'm going to pop those into like a little box or something. These will be little gift packs. I'll have these coming up soon. But in the future, my goal is definitely to have custom-made boxes for all my products. But who knows how long that's going to take. That all takes money, doesn't it, unfortunately. So we just got to wait unless we become rich overnight, which that's not me. But anyway, I hope you have loved this video, everyone. If you have, make sure you give me a massive big thumbs up. And of course, I will see you on the next video. If you would love to be a Patreon, of course, you can head over to my Patreon and join up over there. The best level to join up on is the $10 level, because you basically get everything on that level. So all the recipes and everything else, I don't archive anything. I just let you see everything that's over there. So everything is for you to grab over there and hopefully help your own businesses. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.